Massive congrats, Andrew. This is on its way to you right now.
There were 17 bids, 23 watchers, and 763 views.
I hope you really, really enjoy it. Try not to smash it. $7.71 for packaging. That's not even the postage. This is a whole project in itself. Hopefully it's not badly packaged, and hopefully they don't think of it as a glass item. I think I'll be taking that 91p of full cover. Mate, if it doesn't work, I'll just send you your money back. Cheers. Hopefully it's on its way to you, Andrew.
You came in my life in such a way.
I think, oh yes, I think this might be it.
Baby, now you go.
Very cool. If I'm in the right place, this is the home of Elvis and Cressy. And Cressy was one of the judges last year at the Shivers Venture. They run a very cool business here, and hopefully just take you with me and see what happens.
Coming across you was so strong. It's magical.
Oh wow, flipping heck. I don't know if I'm in the right place, but this is bloody gorgeous. Hello?
Hello?
Oh hey, I think I've come too far. How you doing?
Very
Good to see you, right. I am in the right place. This is Cressy, who you might remember. I'll put a clip in from before in Holland when we were last together doing some stuff. And what's the dog called?
Monty.
Monty, the velvet dog. This is, honestly guys, you can't tell, but this is the softest dog I've ever seen. I'm going to just show you guys as we go. This is where you begin, right? This is where the whole journey begins.
Yeah, and we keep Firehose outside when it's dirty. Once it's clean, it's inside.
Okay.
But there's very few, I think, luxury brands that can store their raw material outside.
Yeah. So this is literally fireman's hoses.
Yeah, as it gets decommissioned. So you can see different colours of yellow means different ages. This will be a hose that died pretty much on its first outing because it's so bright. It can last up to 25 years.
What?
But if you get a catastrophic tear, that's it. Game over.
You must be monopolising.
Yeah, we get it all.
You get it all from the UK?
Yeah, we get it
And
all.
why are some yellow and some red? I know these are silly questions.
No. Red hose goes into an event, and yellow hose, because it's, you can see it's wider and a thicker gauge, it generally connects the appliance, which is the fire truck, to the water supply.
Have you ever gone and actually played with a hose?
With firemen, yeah, we did in the early days, but no one's allowed in fire stations anymore.
Oh,
So when
really?
we first started collecting it, we had loads of fun, but now
I was gonna say.
they would lend us their axes to take photos.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if they ever let you do it again, please give me a call, because I really want to play with a fire hose. And have you ever run out of hose where you want to sell more?
No.
No.
And actually, if we do run out of hose, when we run low, it's kind of like we have a celebration. We're doing our job.
Yeah, okay.
So we pretty much get through it every year. And when we want to expand, we just pick up other materials, because that's for us, we're solving problems. We're not trying to scale, we're trying to solve problems.
Are there other materials as well?
Yeah,
okay.
All over the workshop.
So this is a bit of an uncovering adventure for you guys, because you don't quite know what's going on, but now you know where it begins.
Coming across you was so strong. It's magical.
This is our show hose. And this is a shorty, so sometimes if they get a big tear in a long hose, they can keep a short hose around. This shows you that these couplings, so the end bits, can be reused.
Oh, yeah.
Generally, they will bend that metal off and they'll reuse these. And they give them to us because our donation to the fire service is way bigger than the scrap value.
Okay, good. That's good.
But the first thing that we do is we trim off these curved edges. That curve is baked in. We have a giant machine that looks like a pasta cutter, which is big and dangerous. So we take that off. And then we have two surfaces. And we call these cassettes because,
Yeah,
we're
they
old
look
school.
yeah, exactly. That's cool.
That's ready to be made into belts, but if we want to make that into bags, this would be too heavy and too thick for a bag. If we want to make that into bags, we have to split it down. So you can see the inside of a hose is this dimpled like a golf ball, and the outside of a hose has these ridges to protect it from the pavement. Because this is why hose does not get recycled, because the rubber is extruded through and around a nylon woven core. So you can't shred it, melt it, and start again.
See.
Like plastic bottles or glass or stuff like that.
Let's backtrack for a second. Quick fire, how long have you been in this amazing place?
We've been here since 2013, but we started the business in 2005.
And then how many people work here?
There's 8 people here, and then there's 10 people at our other site in Istanbul.
Istanbul. Did you know what you were doing when you started, or were you doing, what did you do before this?
Oh no, I was in venture capital.
Okay.
This scale is ancient. And we got this because someone was closing down.
Can I stand on it?
Yeah, absolutely. I did several. It is unfortunately accurate.
That is exceedingly unfortunate, given that it's putting me at over the ton. How many units are you making a year?
Thousands and thousands.
Do you ever get on the machines anymore?
I would say rarely, because my hand-eye coordination is bad. Like, I was never someone who sewed anything.
You're a venture capitalist. So this is
it's
a pattern cutter.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
It applies 2 tons of downward pressure. You place it over the material.
Like there.
Yeah, Dave's doing the job.
And then
Swing it around.
oh, this is like an arcade
Yeah,
machine.
now press both at the same time. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Good stuff.
Okay. What actually is that?
So that is from a printing blanket. If you've ever used a stamp pad, you know you sort of get your ink on and then you stamp it
Yes,
on.
yes.
This is like the rubber pad that they roll the ink out onto so that it can then be made into books and brochures and magazines.
But this shape though, what is this shape now for?
So that's for weaving rescued leather. So you can see that's the history of some of the things that were printed on this blanket. This is another composite. So you see it's a canvas layer that's totally wedded to a rubber layer. And that means that this cannot be recycled. And this is one of these materials that we need to disinvent. There's nothing you can do with it except for we rescue it and we turn it into products and into packaging.
Obviously we need to do recycling, we need to think about how we use less plastics and all that kind of stuff, but actually the best, most environmentally friendly way to like have clothes. This coat I bought for £2 about 10 years ago, and these shoes I bought for £1. They weren't as mucky when I bought them 3 years ago. And that's the most environmentally friendly way to get your clothes and stuff.
But I mean, it's the order. Reduce,
Yeah.
reuse, recycle.
It is that order, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, recycle's the least effective.
And people are adding words now like refuse.
Yeah, refuse.
Like these WI grannies that are going to the grocery stores and saying, I will not take this packaging.
Yeah, exactly.
That's important.
Yeah, it's like refuse, reduce, reuse, recycle.
I've been waiting now for too long. Have to tell
The first thing we ever made.
Really? And how did it begin?
2004, 100 million tons of material went to landfill. So then I started going to landfills. Then I saw one firehouse. I was like, And then I had a meeting with the fire brigade and I discovered the problem and I just said to Elvis, right, we're doing it. And he said, what are we doing? I was like, I don't care. We are solving this problem.
Okay, you're the forager, he's the creative one. Okay,
He's
cool.
the chef, yeah.
Sounds like
Forager chef.
forager and chef. Reclamation, innovation, donation. This is like the core of your model, is
Yeah,
it?
that's DNA.
Wow, what's that? That's a brown thing.
That's leather. We have a partnership with the Burberry Foundation. We rescue all of their leather offcuts. They came up with Forager Chef.
Forager, wow, yeah.
Experimental chef.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Lab.
Yeah.
So we'll show you. We are even experimenting today.
Really?
With chef-style tools.
We do a lot of waste from the tea industry.
Uh-huh.
So tea comes into this country in giant paper sacks.
Okay.
And it's 3 layers of craft paper, and the final layer is laminated to foil and polyethylene. And you have that final layer laminated so that it can protect the tea and keep it fresh.
Okay, yep.
However, that means that the whole sack goes to landfill. Eventually, I want to turn tea sack into the new envelopes.
Yeah, is this your stitching here?
Yeah, we make
Okay,
that.
so, okay, wow, amazing.
And this is our version of it, but this can be industrialized, this can be scaled up. I'm just imagining hassling the government until no government envelope is sent out unless it's made of rescued tea.
Wow.
Because we shouldn't be using we shouldn't be using recycled paper when we can use rescued.
Not infinite, but a serious amount of that.
A ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
This country, we drink tea.
Yeah. How expensive is one of those for the everyday person?
It'll be the same as any other envelope.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, because your raw material cost is free. If you were able to save all of the tea sack waste, they would probably pay you to take the raw material away. They wouldn't pay us because we're only able to rescue a small amount. They have currently a waste contractor that gets paid quite a hefty sum annually to take all of those tea sacks away.
But then do you get a tension where you're like, okay, on one side your brain fires off because you're like, this is a huge growth area for us in the business. And then on the other hand, you're like, but if I was really successful, I would convince them all to stop using this stuff that's unrecyclable.
That's part of the pathway. Like, we are all trying to transition to the circular economy, where
Yeah.
all of our resources are used totally effectively in this perfect system.
Yeah.
And what we are doing is, I think we're part of the transition to
Yeah.
that. Because let's face it, you didn't know about a T-second.
I had no idea.
And most people don't. So if me bringing it out into the world and sharing this issue, like we share the 800,000 tons of leather waste, if it means that another entrepreneur goes, why are we doing that with T-sec? Why aren't we doing tea slightly differently? Then we will eventually get to a perfect system.
Got plenty of problems to solve along the way.
And then these were the ones that you saw, the printing blanket.
You came in my life in such a way. Baby, now you
And those are made of old pallets. We make everything.
coming across you was so strong.
So that is about as bling as our brand gets. We're quite subtle.
Is this the yellow hose?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And then we've got rivet presses. These are necessary for belts. You know, you put your cap of your rivet in your base.
I've been feeling this for too long. I have to tell you now.
I guess the art is in knowing which things to automate or electrify and which things to keep by hand
Yeah.
that don't compromise quality.
Like if you're cooking food in your kitchen, you know what goes in your food. If your food is made in a factory far away, or your food is made in 17 factories and then put together in another factory, how do you know what's in it? We are not aware of the problems that we're causing. So if the manufacturing is away, you don't necessarily know about the social justice issues.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily know about the environmental issues because
Yeah.
you're not seeing them. If you've over-ordered one color of material and then you don't use it, you don't see those 8 rolls of fabric. Whereas we see all of that here, very aware of it, and hyper concerned by it.
Like most people, when they are given the right information, don't want to create crazy waste. It's just that when things get too complex, we don't know anymore what's going into the stuff that we eat or wear or use.
No.
And so, yeah, we have to keep it simple and transparent
Yeah.
in order to get it.
Transparent was my favorite word there. Okay, so the luxury industry is famous for being very opaque. They like to have their little school of secrets where no one's allowed in.
Yeah.
And we are the opposite of that. So you're here today. There's nowhere here that you can't go. There's
Yeah.
nothing here that you can't ask about. And we are like that all the time.
If only our politicians were like that as well.
It's just not the way the industry works, but it's the way we want it to work.
It's good.
This is our spatula experiment. So that's tea paper in there.
So this is like your experimental lab, basically.
Yeah. So we're trying to see, can we make the tea sack a tree again? Can we take what is paper and make it hard? And we're experimenting with basically all the bioresins on the market to see if that's possible. And we'll see tomorrow.
You're applying a
bioresin.
natural resin or
Yeah.
an eco-friendly resin
Yeah.
to the tea paper to see if you can make it go hard and get the tough qualities back
Yes.
into it, and then use it for completely different things other than envelopes.
Then the world is our oyster. Make literally anything.
But isn't it amazing how powerful this could be,
Yeah.
what you're doing, but how flipping simple it is at the same time? It's just a spatula
Yeah.
and some resin and a piece of paper
and a carton.
in a carton. That is beautiful.
Super
to me,
simple.
that is
Yeah.
amazing.
We're just playful all the time.
Yeah.
And we're interested, and we think, how can we fix this problem? How can we fix that problem? And sometimes it takes years. This is some of our additional materials that we collect. So this is parachute silk.
Oh yeah.
This is a roll offcut. So this is all rescue leather. We can right now take a ton of leather waste, and just by turning it into our leather system, our Lego-like system, we can save 720 kilos.
Oh wow.
So we take a ton of what was waste, and we are right now 72% efficient, and I think we'll get even better. Have you heard of a TV show called Orange is the New Black?
Yeah.
There's an amazing lady who's in that show called Alicia Reiner, and she designed this bag with us.
wow,
so it's
cool.
black with a very orange flirty line.
Oh, good.
We have workshops here where people come and they're like, I'm going to make a clutch bag, but we give them all the leather and they can choose and make whatever they want. So although the bag will look like this shape, it will be in completely their design.
How much does one of these clutch bags go for?
These are 150 pounds.
You get big sheets of leather that have different blemishes and different issues with them. And so by breaking it down into these kind of uniform pieces, you can get 70-80% utility out of what was completely wasted.
So 1,000 kilos of leather right now, we're saving 720. It was originally a flour mill, and at the end they had a bakery.
Okay.
And there was a donut fire in the 50s. We started talking to the planners and said, what would you let us do? And they
Yeah.
said, it's a commercial building. And we said, well, great, because we want to make handbags.
Yeah.
So we had a dialogue with planning. We kind of knew they would let us do something. But,
Yeah.
you know, they dictate that the windows be white, that the doors be green. We live in the middle.
Yeah.
We have storage on the end, and then we have a 2-bed cottage at the other end. And we're an hour from London by train. You know, this is a 6,000 square foot building. We
Yeah.
couldn't afford this in London.
On a very basic level, are you more happy out here or?
We've got ducks and there's 100 different kinds of apple trees in the orchard
It's
over
amazing. That boat,
Yeah.
does it have an oar in it?
here. Okay, it'll be half filled with water, but yeah.
I can't resist to get out on this boat. I can't resist. Right, shall I go in?
Whoa! Super sorry.
By the way, I accept that I might well end up in the water. That's
Okay. Sit down.
well, that's gonna be embarrassing then, isn't it? I'm doing this for you guys so you get a proper shot of the mill here. Whoa, I am really fat. I need to sit in the middle, really, don't I?
Probably.
Oh man, this makes me miss the lake that we tried to buy. So now you can see, guys, that. What a place. What a place. It's beautiful. Just you and me? Yeah, so they bought this mill off the neighbours, which means that unlike me, they didn't have, oh gosh, any of the political issues that I faced on the estate. Sounds pretty idyllic. That's probably a good way to go if you're trying to salvage an old building. Just make sure you've got a trade, and then you're contributing something to the area as well, not just trying to take. Oh no, I've gone to the wrong place. No, I'll come to the right place. I was too busy chatting with you guys. This is going to be embarrassing. I think it's sliding nicely. Do you get what I'm trying to do with the eBay thing?
Yeah, I totally get it.
I'm going to find something each week, and it's kind of easier in here because you've got so much stuff. So you found this for us,
Yes.
and you're up for us putting this on eBay. Okay.
absolutely.
Do you want to explain what it is then?
So sometimes in our development process, we are trying to tweak patterns or change patterns and come up with something new. And this was halfway between where our product used to be and where our product is now. It's still an absolutely beautiful piece. So we've often considered, what do we do? We have about 10, 15 of these around.
Yeah.
What do we do with them?
Yeah.
So the idea that someone out there is going to get this absolutely, completely one of a kind that we never made and will never make.
Wow.
Is probably the best thing for it.
So this is straight out of the laboratory because I saw it was on the shelf up there, wasn't
That
it?
was in the lab.
This is actually a great start to this project, guys, because I was thinking I was going to have to find a rusty doorknob in a basement or something like that. This is actually fully, there's no fault with it. It's
No,
fully,
there's nothing
it's just
wrong
that
with
it's not the design you've gone with. It was an innovation
Yeah.
that got you halfway.
Yeah.
So we're going to stick this on eBay, guys, and I'm going to put the final bit is putting the...
The zipper on. This is Shiraz rescued leather, and this is rescued from Burberry.
Oh, wow.
The lining of it is hot orange parachute silk.
Oh, wow. Flipping heck.
When the zip is on, our brand is on, and the piece is finished.
Yes.
And it's a sign this can go out.
Okay.
So today, Dave's going to be doing it.
Yeah, good. All right. You take the camera
So first things first, you put that onto that ring.
onto the ring.
Yeah. We need to see Elvis and Cressy when the zip port goes.
This is why I'm not the craftsman, because I do not have the dexterity for
I'll
this.
squeeze it a bit. Oh, crap. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
takes a bit of practice.
You have to make sure the grip is there. Is that coming together?
Okay, it's coming together now. I'm going to put it centrally.
Zoom right in for the money shot.
Have I screwed it up?
No.
No.
Is it closed enough?
Yes, that's
Okay.
brilliant.
Okay.
Oh, brilliant. That's high praise from Danny.
I'll take it.
And rotate the thing around.
Okay, good.
That's it. Zip pull on.
We've done it. And then...
Does it work?
Ba, 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 ba.
And then there we see the Elvis and Cressy. It's done.
There it is. All
Yeah,
finished.
perfect.
Okay, cool.
So whenever we need an apprentice, we have.
Dave
Thank
can
you.
come put the zippers on.
So what's the name of this?
This is called a post bag, and we called it the post bag because from the side it kind of looks like an American.
Oh yeah,
Post
like a
box.
post box.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be our very first eBay item. So this auction will have started the exact same time, Thursday 9 PM, that this video goes live. So check it out, guys, and we'll see what it goes for. I'm going to start all the auctions at zero.
From the Firehose range, 50% of our profits go to the firefighters charity.
Wow, very cool.
It's really, really cool. But yeah, in general, every waste stream that we collect, we have a charity partnership for that.
Wicked. All right, well, thank you so much. We'll see what happens when we put it on eBay. So Chrissy's actually going to keep the bag here and make sure it gets sent out in the proper Elvis and Cressy way, which is much safer for whoever it is that wins it. I'm not quite as well set up, shall we say, for postage and packaging, so that's good. Thanks for that.
No problem.
Well, that was amazing. I hope I've captured it for you guys. It's a pretty good find for the first week. I'm pretty chuffed with that. But don't get me wrong, guys. This eBay stuff could be anything. We could be finding doodles from someone from their childhood. We could be finding rusty doorknobs. We could be finding anything at all. You don't have to live up to Elvis and Cressy standards. Very inspiring. And we talked a lot as well, which I didn't film, about thinking about social entrepreneurs in general are often amazing, creative, thoughtful characters that look at the world in the way that I think more of us need to in order to survive the next 30 years. One of the thoughts on my mind was like, how could we mobilize social entrepreneurs to put a bit of their thought and energy and time into our governance? Because I would rather trust somebody who really knows something like Cressy does with waste inside out. I'd rather trust a bit of knowledge direct from the source than a professional politician who's just getting briefed third hand about something anyway. So there's a lot to be said for amateurism, I think. Anyway, that's aside. This was amazing. I'm so chuffed to be down here. Check out the auction in the description below, in the link below. Please do subscribe. I'm going to be doing this eBay stuff every week. I was a bit nervous asking Cressy about whether we could find something at her workshop, but yeah, maybe it's going to be all right. Maybe it's going to be easy to do this. All right, take care of yourselves. Look after each other. I'll see you next Thursday, 9 PM. Also, it turns out that this mill is a 12-bedroom B&B, and they have 3 or 4 bedrooms, and we could easily have a space for 20 to 30 people down here. I think it's a kind of a perfect base, really, to add to the Corcovado network, but I'll send Elvis and Cressy all the stuff through so they can have a look once we've made this video, but feels good.
Thank you.